That. So, hi everyone. I hope all of you are doing great. So today I'm going to talk about mythological avatars in video games and how they offer a window into cultures. So, first of all, I would like to share with you what I'm going to talk about. So, I'm going to talk about the definition of video games, what is mythology, and the connection between video games, mythology, and culture. And at the end, I have a little activity that I hope you would enjoy. So, first, what are video games? So, is any of you guys know what are video games or maybe even played video games before? You can unmute yourself and speak, or you can type in the chat box. Mhm. So, okay. Video games are generally games that require human interaction with a user interface to generate visual feedback on a video device like a TV screen, computer screen, laptop, or a smartphone. So there are a lot of types of video games, like sandbox, are games where players have the freedom to do anything or pursue any path they want. So there is no objective or a story to follow. It's only a video game. You can do whatever you want in a small world or a big one. Next is real-time strategy or RTS, are games where players controls different faction and compete against other players or AI players simultaneously in real time. So these games are like building a city, then collecting resources, then raising army and fighting other players. Next, we have shooters. Shooters are games where players can shoot monsters or bosses to level up and go to the next level. In shooters, we have two categories. First person shooter, FPS, is a game where you can enjoy the game from the perspective of from the eyes of the character you are playing with, like in reality. And third person is the same, but the difference that you can see the whole body of the character that you are playing with. Next are multiplayer online battle arena or MOBA, are games where players may have faction alignment and are similar to the basics of RTS games, but in MOBA you can only control one character only. So in real-time strategy, you can control a whole country, but in MOBA, you only have one character to control and fight with. Next, we have role-playing games. Role-playing games are games where players can create or take control of a character. Then they can level up through gaining experience from fighting monsters or bosses in the video game or at making quests, completing quests. Action adventure. These are games that focus on a plot or story involvement, and they might contain some combat and also some other gameplay mechanics. So for your information, a game doesn't have to be one genre of these, but can include several types of genres. So a game can be a shooter, role-playing game, and action adventure. So it doesn't have to be only one type. And there are other many types of video games, but these are the most popular ones. So next we have is mythology and culture. So mythology is a collection of stories about a specific culture, person, or any group with shared beliefs that doesn't have to be entirely true. So examples for these for some mythologies and culture. First, we have the Greek mythology. In the Greek mythology, we have Mount Olympus, renowned as the majestic home of the Greek gods. Mount Olympus is a real mountain. In fact, it's the tallest peak in Greece and is located between uh, Thessaly in central Greece, and Macedonia in northern Greece. Its snow-capped summit, cloaked in myth and legend, was believed to be the dwelling place of Zeus and the other Olympian deities. Next, we have Asgard. Asgard, the Norse pantheon. In Norse mythology, Asgard is the fortified city of the gods, comparable to Greek Mount Olympus. This divine realm, divided into 12 or more distinct realms, is where Norse gods reside and oversee the cosmos. Then we have the land of Manu, or it's called also as the sun god's eternal rest. In ancient Egyptian mythology, the land of Manu is the mysterious western horizon, where the sun god Ra embarked on his nightly journey. This mystical realm, referred in the Book of the Dead, and is a place of transformation and renewal. Last but not least, we have Kunlun Mountain. Kunlun Mountains, also referred to as the Jade Mountains, hold a significant place in the Chinese mythology and Taoism. This sacred mountain range is believed to be the dwelling of immortals and source of spiritual power. So here comes the question: how do they connect? So to better understand the connection between video games, mythology, and culture, here are 3 games that connect these aspects. So for the first game, God of War, the main character is called Kratos, also known as the Ghost of Sparta. In the first games in the franchise revolved around the interaction between Kratos and the Titans and Olympian gods. And it all revolved around the ancient Greek world. So how does this relate to Greek mythology, you may ask? So people in ancient times related some natural phenomena to beings that have supernatural powers, like the god of lightning and thunder, Zeus, who was the king of the gods. And also, next is the god of the ocean, Poseidon. That, in fact, the god of the ocean, Poseidon, they would pray to before going to the ocean to make their journey safe from high waves. And they believed when they would die, they would stand before the god of the dead, Hades. So also in this game, it does not relate only to the Greek mythology, but also the Norse mythology. So in the Norse mythology, where gods lives in Asgard, which is ruled over by Odin, the king of the gods, in the Viking culture, they thought after their warriors die on the battlefield, their souls would be taken to Valhalla, which is heaven, by Valkyries. For your information, Valkyries are strong female warriors that protected Asgard and Valhalla. And in Valhalla, they would be greeted by Thor, the god of thunder and the son of Odin, and he would honor them on their bravery on the battlefield. And I would like to leave you with a video for this game.
You seem like a calm and reasonable person. Are you? A calm and reasonable person.
We don't really want war. Do you, Kratos?
War is coming! The prophecies say Fimbulwinter leads to Ragnarok.
You will die, Kratos of Sparta.
Death can have me. When it earns me.
Odin's got tricks up his sleeve we haven't dared to consider.
We have guests!
They're too fast! Look out!
Fate only binds you if you let it. Do what is necessary. Not because it is written.
So I hope you liked that. So moving on to the next game. The second game is Black Myth Wukong, which tells the story of the Monkey King, also known as Sun Wukong, and his journey. This game is inspired by the classic Chinese novel Journey to the West. The game adopted much traditional folklore, mythical creatures, and historical sites, and Taoist philosophy, which helped in expanding the awareness of the Chinese culture to an extent. So in the following video, you will see real sites in China that were depicted in the game. So in the third game is Assassin's Creed Origin. It depicts the ancient Egyptian culture, including its gods, architecture, and beliefs. It also delves deep into mythology, featuring gods such as Anubis, the god of death, and Horus, the king of the gods, or the god of sun. I will leave you with its trailer, and I hope you enjoy it.
In the land of the undead, not everything that is laid to rest stays buried.
A relic was stolen from an unknown pharaoh's tomb. This desecration called the curse down upon us. Find this artifact no matter the cost.
Even the dead seek justice.
So I hope you enjoyed that. So in the end, what I want to say is that mythology is a very big part of the formation of cultures. It shows us what people living in that era were thinking about. what they feared and hoped for, and their beliefs. And we can see that in what they have left behind in ancient temples, scrolls, and painting on the walls of temples. And as video games are becoming more popular, some game developers use games to create worlds that take from different cultures and myths that can be appealing to the younger generation and maybe make them more interested in knowing different cultures. So, the next slide will be the short game that I hope you can join us in. So in this game, there are three categories. The first category is video games, and then mythological avatars, then country flags. The premise of the game is to find the imposter in these categories. So let's begin. So you can type in the chat or open your mic and share with us. So which one of the games do you think is not a video game? So number one, God of War. Number two, Control. Three, Among Us. Four, The Book of the Lost. Five, Black Myth. Four, yes. Actually, the answer is number four, The Book of the Lost. So next one, mythological avatars. So which one of these avatars you think is not related to mythology? Zeus, Poseidon, Horus, Sherlock Holmes, or Son Wukong? Yes. Great job. Number four, Sherlock Holmes. So last one is which country flag is a fake one from these flags? Yes, you are all correct. That's number five. So thank you all so much. Game over. You have won. And in the end of this webinar, do you have any question related to video games, culture, mythology? Is there anything that piqued your interest and maybe any video games? I'm happy to answer all of your questions. Okay. Okay, Denise.
Okay, great presentation, first thing. This is it's very interesting. And I would like to know about you. What kind of video games do you like? Do you like this kind of games with mythology? Which game and why?
Well, actually, the favorite game of mine is Assassin's Creed Origin. I played this game from the first franchise, the first game ever launched. So what makes it intriguing for me is the depiction of culture and myth, also the building in the game. Actually, this game have a tour mode where you can just play the game. You don't have to fight monsters or do quest or anything. You can just go through the architecture in ancient Egypt, see ancient buildings, and it's very fun. Okay. What's your favorite? What's your favorite? So, Rahma, what's your favorite representation? What's your favorite representation of culture in video games, and what is your favorite game? So for me, it would be Black Myth Wukong. It's had very beautiful depiction of a Chinese culture and really amazing sights. As you have seen, these sites are real in China and they are really amazing. And I was amazed by the details in this game. So, Joseph, yes, definitely. Yes, Gretel. Yeah, I really think video games can be used as a teaching tool. As I mentioned, Assassin's Creed Origin and other Assassin's Creed games are used to can be used to discover the ancient architect in ancient Egypt. Also, they have a game version where they in the game the base game is in Rome, and also exploring the Norse mythology. It's called Assassin's Creed Valhalla. So I think really it can be really a great teaching tool for for a younger generation. It would be interesting for them. Yes, Joseph. Yes, Assassin's Creed Unity is one of the coolest games in the franchise. Rahma, your question, culture in video games. Well, to some extent, um, is accurate, but it needs to be a little bit over the top to intrigue the player. You have to intrigue the player, but to, for example, if we return to the Assassin's Creed Origin example, you can see the architect, the paintings, and everything was very accurate. And also, you can see it like you are in ancient Egypt, which is amazing. Also, the level of details and graphic is really amazing. Thank you, Nada. Okay. Yes, I was considering putting it in this presentation. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you all so much for your attendance and for your time and effort. And thank you for your comments and question. I loved it all, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you have a great day ahead.